Hi guys, welcome to this brand new series on machine learning using MLKit from Google and TensorFlow Lite in iOS using Swift. So in this series, we will try to develop all the scenarios that we have already done for Android, starting with the face detection. So this is the example, and then we have face recognition. So you can attach a name to a face and then recognize it. And then we have the same image classification and custom image classification, which means that you can identify a flower if you train the model with enough pictures, and then object detection and classification. So we'll start with this, and then further as we go along, we'll keep adding more use cases like driver, drowsiness detector, pose detection, and then also visitor analysis and age estimator. So to start with, so you will need a Mac OS or a MacBook to work on this series. So if you're not familiar with iOS, I would highly recommend you to watch some videos on basic iOS development. So to start with, you will need an xcode. So for that, you just have to go to the App Store and on a MacBook, go to develop and then go to xcode and just install it, whichever xcode your MacBook supports. Suppose you have an old MacBook, then your xcode version will be a little older. The only problem with that is that if your xcode is older, then it will not support older devices out of the box, which means that suppose if I have xcode 13, then I can't debug iPhone OS 14 devices on that. To overcome that problem, what you can do is go to these GitHub libraries, something like this, and download these device support files. So what they do is basically they add the support for those iPhone OS on older Xcode. So how is it done is so if I go to applications and then I find my Xcode. Now I do show package contents. I go to contents, developer, then think platforms, yeah, platforms, iPhone OS platform and device support. So if you see this xcode already has all these files. Okay, now suppose one of the version is missing, you can just take these zip files from this GitHub repository. I'll put the link in the description and just unzip here. So you can use older xcodes with even newer devices. It will not be out of the box, but you'll have to do a little workaround. So once your xcode is up and running, try to do a small hello world. And in this project, we'll be using cocoapods. So we use cocoapods for library, meeting our library dependencies. There's a nice video here by Google. They've already put it. So to install, you just have to do sudo gem install cocoapods. I would recommend that you do that. If you don't want to use sudo or you don't have sudo permission, you can use the other methods. So once you check out this repository, you will have to run a command in the terminal, which is pod install. So let me just show you. So once I'm here in my directory where I've checked out and I go inside that folder, I just have to do pod install. So once I do pod install, it will download all the dependencies and create a pod project. Now once that is done, one thing to note is that you will not be using the xcode project to open, but you will be using the xcode workspace. So then only pods will work. So yeah, with this steps, you should be ready to start working on ML series. So keep watching for the new videos. See you there.